Did you know that one of the most popular shows ever to hit our screens almost didn't get made? That's right, Squid Game, the global phenomenon that shattered Netflix records and captivated millions, spent more than a decade sitting on the sidelines. But when it finally premiered, it wasn't just a show, it was a cultural event. How did Netflix pull it off? How did a relatively low-budget series from South Korea dominate the world and redefine the entertainment industry? Stick around, because the story of Squid Game is as thrilling as the show itself. Back in 2008, Hwang Dong-hyuk, the creator of Squid Game, was struggling. He came up with the idea for the series while reading survival game manga and reflecting on the brutal inequalities of modern society. The concept? A deadly competition where financially desperate individuals play children's game for a chance at life-changing money with devastating consequences for losers. It was bold, it was risky, and nobody wanted it. Studios rejected his pitches for years, calling it too unrealistic or too violent. Hwang himself was broke, even selling his laptop at one point just to make ends meet. Fast forward to the late 2010s, Netflix was looking to expand its international library with a specific focus on South Korea. The country was already a cultural powerhouse in music and film, producing global sensations like BTS and Parasite. Netflix saw an opportunity to tap into this wave of Korean content and bring it to a global audience. When Hwang pitched Squid Game again, Netflix didn't hesitate. They greenlit the series in 2019. Little did they know, they were about to make history. Now, let's talk about the ingredients that made Squid Game such a massive hit. First, the premise. The idea of a deadly competition isn't new. We've seen it in Battle Royale, The Hunger Games, and The Running Man. But Squid Game stood out by blending this concept with deeply relatable social commentary. The contestants weren't just fighting for survival, they were fighting to escape crushing debt, systemic inequality, and the sheer hopelessness of their lives. These themes resonated across cultures, especially in a post-pandemic world where financial struggles and inequality were more visible than ever. The visual design of the show also played a huge role. From the giant doll in the red light green light game to the candy-colored playgrounds and surreal sets, every frame of Squid Game was a feast for the eyes. The contrast between the childlike aesthetics and the brutal violence was unsettling yet mesmerizing, creating a visual identity that was impossible to forget. Those jumpsuits and masks, instant icons. They weren't just costumes, they became global symbols used in memes, Halloween costumes, and even protests. But Squid Game wasn't just visually striking, it was emotionally gripping. The characters weren't cookie-cutter archetypes, they were complex, flawed, and painfully human. Take Song Gi-hoon, the protagonist. He's not your typical hero. He's a gambling addict who struggles to take care of his daughter and mother. Yet, you root for him because he represents the everyman, someone trying to make sense of a system stacked against him. Then there's Cho Sang-woo, a brilliant but morally compromised former classmate, and Kang Se-byuk, a North Korean defector fighting for her family. Each character had a story that pulled at your heartstrings, making their fates all the more devastating. The pacing of the series was another masterstroke. Right from the first episode, Squid Game grabs you by the throat. The stakes are clear, the tension is palpable, and the twists keep coming. That shocking reveal in the first game, it set the tone for the entire series. And just when you thought you had the show figured out, it threw you another curveball, like the heartbreaking betrayal in the marble game or the jaw-dropping twist about the frontman's identity. This relentless momentum kept viewers hooked, binge-watching episode after episode. Now, let's address the elephant in the room: marketing, or rather, the lack of it. Netflix didn't pour millions into advertising Squid Game. Instead, it relied on word of mouth and the power of social media. The show's explosive growth was largely organic. Memes, TikTok challenges, and fan theories spread like wildfire, turning Squid Game into a global sensation practically overnight. The iconic red light green light game, for instance, became a viral trend, with people recreating it in real life or through video games like Roblox. This kind of user-generated content amplified the show's reach in ways traditional marketing never could. But the success of Squid Game wasn't just about Netflix's strategy. It also reflected a shift in audience behavior. The days when viewers stuck to content from their own countries are over. With the rise of streaming platforms, audiences are more open than ever to international shows and films. Netflix understood this and doubled down on subtitles and dubbing, making Squid Game accessible to a global audience. And the gamble paid off. The show became the first Korean series to top Netflix charts in over 90 countries, proving that great storytelling knows no boundaries. Here's another fascinating twist. Squid Game didn't just entertain, it sparked conversations about real-world issues. Fans and critics alike dissected its themes, from the perils of capitalism to the dehumanizing effects of competition. The show became a mirror for society, forcing viewers to confront uncomfortable truths about privilege, inequality, and the lengths people will go to for survival. This intellectual depth gave Squid Game a staying power that few shows achieve, elevating it from a binge-worthy series to a cultural milestone. Of course, no discussion about Squid Game would be complete without mentioning the numbers. Within just 28 days of its release, the show was streamed by over 111 million accounts, making it Netflix's most-watched series ever at the time. The impact was so profound that it boosted interest in Korean culture and even led to increased sales of dalgona candy, the honeycomb treat featured in one of the games. It wasn't just a TV show, it was a global phenomenon that touched industries far beyond entertainment. So, what can we learn from the success of Squid Game? First, the importance of timing. If the show had been made a decade earlier, it might not have resonated the way it did in 2021. Second, the value of authenticity. Hwang Dong-hyuk didn't compromise his vision, and that authenticity shone through, capturing hearts worldwide. And finally, the power of risk. Netflix could have played it safe, sticking to proven formulas and big-name stars. Instead, they bet on a unique, untested concept, and it paid off spectacularly. As we wrap up, think about this. Squid Game wasn't just a TV show. It was a reminder that even in the most cutthroat environments, stories about humanity, resilience, and hope can break through and unite us. It showed that no matter where you're from, great storytelling transcends borders and speaks to universal truths. And that, perhaps, is the real reason Squid Game became the most popular show ever.